It's the Buckleys. How are you doing?
It's us. How are you? We're
I'm good.
Well, thanks for having us and chatting.
No problem. My pleasure. Why don't you start off by introducing yourselves to everybody so they know who you are?
Well, I am Sarah.
I am Molly, as far as I know.
I'm Lachlan.
Yeah, we are the Buckleys.
Very good. Very cool.
Yeah.
So the record Daydream just came out, right?
It did. It just came out like yesterday and today, depending on where you are in the world. 25th.
Exactly.
So it's out everywhere now, though. So we had 2 release days, which was so special.
And how does that feel?
Oh my God,
Awesome.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, we've got an album out, and it's just like pretty weird concept.
Yeah, it's so like we've been working, so long, like really the past 10 years, just since we were so young, just like playing music, learning, our craft and songwriting and getting better and better and better, and just trying, and this album, we feel like we're like at the place now where we can really say what we want to say and know who we are as a band.
It's nice to be able to put out a whole piece of work that embodies our sound and not just like singles. We now have an album, someone can listen through it and be like, oh, that's the Buckleys. So,
it's so exciting.
Cool. Well, it sounds great. I've been listening to it, and so give me a little background on the recording. When did you guys start making this record, and whereabouts did you record, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we started recording last year around November.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, Sound Emporium Studios.
Yeah, and we recorded with a producer, Chad Carlson, who's just incredible. And he recorded our first 2 singles, Daydream and I'm Coming For Ya, which were our first 2 singles over here in Australia. And we were
our first ever recordings in Nashville too.
Exactly. And so it was our first time recording in Nashville, which was such a wild. Well, first time recording an album in Nashville. And yeah, it was just so wild. We recorded, like Molly said, at Sound Emporium, which is just a super historic musical studio where so many of our favorite artists have recorded their hits. Like, Kenny Rogers recorded
Robert
The
Plant.
Gambler in the room.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, it's like so wild. So yeah, very lucky.
Very cool. So, and what did you think of Nashville as a town?
We love it.
We love it.
So
just
cool.
like the vibe and the
energy.
Yeah,
It's just like music,
and the
music.
Yeah, it's like me and Molly kind of saved up to get to Nashville since we were tiny, and we got there eventually, like when I was 16, about 4 or 5 years ago, and we've been going back ever since. And it's just like our musical home, like a second home to us. To be like embraced by the whole songwriting community over there has just been so incredible, and really, just took our writing, to the next level, just writing with those songwriters who have written so many amazing songs that have connected with millions of people all around the world, and like learning with them firsthand and being in the room writing with them is just such an awesome experience. And we were lucky to do a lot of collaboration on this album as well. So
And like seeing the other musicians and session players and just all the musicians in Nashville, like it's just so inspiring. They're so good. And everyone's super cool there too.
yeah.
It sounds like fun, man. It sounds like you guys are having a ball. So being in Byron Bay, it's obviously a different kind of place than Nashville. What kind of music scene is there?
It's pretty diverse.
yeah, it's like you get you get the bongo circles
at
Main Beach,
the drum circles.
Yeah.
But it's really diverse. Like the thing I love about Byron Bay, I think, is there is like a culture in music and art, of course. So like
it's a very creative place,
Yeah, and growing up, going to school, like Stevie Wonder and Earth, Wind and Fire were really popular songs for 16-year-olds, which was so like we had always listened to that stuff, but it's not exactly a common thing in other areas and other parts of the world. So it's just like having such a diverse musical and art culture is really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Now it looks like you guys have invented a new genre of music called hippie country.
Kind of like we just kind of been playing the music that we love and just what we want to create and just trying to be as authentic as we can. And
I mean, when people would ask us what type of music we played. We never had really a straight answer. We'd say we played country, but a bit of rock and pop and some funk here and there, and it'd be a very long answer. And so,
and probably blank faces on the other side from whoever asked the question, right?
Yeah, exactly. They just have no idea what that what it is. And so we were actually in Nashville, and our producer Chad Carlson and Phil Barton, who also wrote a lot of songs on the album, they came up with this term hippie country. They just like said it one day.
They started saying it, and I was like,
and we had never heard of it. We're like, oh, that's kind of cool, because Byron, where we live, it's a very hippie area as well. So.
And I feel like it kind of just allows us to really embrace all the different aspects that we love in our music.
Yeah, it doesn't have too many. It has some blurred lines in there in terms of genre, so it's good.
And of course, you have a song called Woodstock '69, so there's your hippie thing going right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Who wrote that song? Where did it come from? Tell me about it.
Well, I wrote that song over in Nashville with two of my good friends, Phil Barton and Dave Thompson. They're incredible writers, and I wrote a few songs on this album with them. And we were just kind of talking. I don't even know where the concept of Woodstock came from. I actually can't remember, but I know we were talking about just like creating a song that was really like taking it back and making it really simple, like in terms of
the rawness on the record. It's just like that's what makes the song.
Exactly. And the percussion, like I feel like it stemmed from that. And I somehow the Woodstock thing came about, and like I remember we like pulled up images once we got on that concept, and like, oh, that's really cool, let's write a song like that about Woodstock. However we got there, but we like pulled up all these images of old Woodstock photos and stuff like that.
I mean, one of my favorite things when I first heard the demo of it was just like, you can just imagine being at Woodstock with the song. Like, it's got such imagery with the lyrics. So, and
we like, when I was in the studio like recording vocals and stuff, I was just trying to like take myself, like imagine being there. So I had like a photo of the festival crowd like on my phone in the recording on the like little musical stand. Just trying to get the energy.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It was like 51 years ago now. My God.
Wow. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, not far out. So the rest of the album, I mean, is most of the songs written by you guys with other people? Is that how it works?
Yeah, a lot of them. Well, I wrote every song on the album. Lachlan wrote a few as well, and yeah, there's a bunch of co-writes as well with some buddies over in the States, and yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah.
And I mean, you guys are very young. What's the oldest of you is 20? Is that right?
I'm 20, almost 21.
I'm 19.
Well, there you go. You're. So is it intimidating to go to someplace like Nashville, and where you're talking about the ghost of Kenny Rogers and Lucille is right there? I mean, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but we haven't ever really looked at it that way, because we've just always played music, and music has been such a massive part of our lives. Right. We've just kind of done it, and we've been, I mean, we've been around the industry for a while, so it's not incredibly daunting to us.
I'd say the intimidating side would be like it makes you more inspired.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's intimidating, but like it also drives you a lot more.
Exactly.
Well. Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Like, yeah, it's a cool thing.
And I noticed that you kind of mix things up in the record. Like there's some kind of fairly modern beats, if I may say, kind of throw it in there just to keep things. Do you guys have a lot of discussion about those kind of production flourishes, or how does it work? Yeah,
I mean, we're really lucky to work with our producer Chad Carlson, who really takes in all of our ideas and concepts, and we love every aspect of it. And writing the songs, a lot of the time I can kind of hear what the production's going to sound like when I'm in the writing room and envisioning that, or what the music video is going to look like. So we kind of have like, it's kind of, from the concept and the initial idea of the song all the way to putting it out. Yeah, we're super, have a vision for the whole thing. And so it's great to work with people that really want to bring out what's already in you, but then also add a whole bunch to the table as well.
Also being very open to new ideas as well.
Yeah, because I'd say a lot of it just goes off feeling for us. Like, if that feels good, if it doesn't. So.
And speaking of feeling, you have a song on it called Vibe, which starts out with like some crackly vinyl effects and stuff. And I think there's a reference to spinning 45 or something. So tell me about that one.
Oh my God, that one
fun.
was so much fun to record and so much fun to write. And
super unexpected. We had no idea we were going to come out with a song like
yeah,
that.
no idea.
A few days before we went into the studio, we're like, let's just do this one. Hey,
Let's just do it. And like we had that moment, Chad and I in the studio, where we like the band was just rocking and playing it and having so much fun. And we were kind of, me and Chad like looked at each other like, is this coming too far? Is it fine? And we're like, let's just go for it. And we just went, we couldn't go 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If we're going to be, you know, the Buckleys and really say what we want to say and put all of ourselves and all the different flavors onto this album, let's just do it.
In the studio, I was like, guys, just channel your original James Brown band funk energy and Parliament Funkadelic as well.
Now on the flip side, there's a song called, let's see, Till You Can't Go Back, which is kind of different than the rest of the stuff. It's kind of more atmospheric and moody than the more upbeat stuff that you have on the rest of the record. So what's the story behind that one?
Oh my God, that one is one of my favorite ones, especially to play live. It's so like moody and a bit darker and
it's quite rocky as well. So.
And it's kind of like I wrote it with some amazing writers who Jennifer Hansen, who I've written a bunch with, and Marty Dodson and Nick Brophy. And I think Nick and Jennifer had that like beat in the studio, and just like it just felt like it was just this rolling, almost hypnotic thing. And the song grew from there, obviously. But like the lyrics are kind of talking about this relationship that's just, you know, dragging on, and you know, she can't can't go back. Yeah, whatever the lyric is, I'm having a mind blank. But yeah, the song almost just like mirrors what the lyrics are. It's like this hypnotic kind of thing that doesn't change. The chords don't change at all, and then it has this like almost psychedelic bridge where it goes to another place.
Yeah, the bridge was really fun to play with in the studio because we wanted something spacey and kind of not
super different.
Normal,
yeah, exactly. So that's one of my favorite parts on the record is the bridge in that song. I think the musicians are just so good, and
So you mentioned your live shows. I'm curious what your live shows are like. Is it just the three of you usually on stage? Do you augment the band? How does it work?
So we have the three of us, and have a bass player. Oh no, I play bass. I keep forgetting that I play bass because I only just started playing the bass. But like we just did a performance, like a show for our album launch where we played the album.
Can you sing and play bass at the same time?
Yeah.
She's pretty good.
I mean, we had this world virtual tour when the pandemic started and everyone was staying at home. So we went and played on Live Nation's platforms around the world, and Sarah had to learn bass. There was no other option because we couldn't get anyone into the house, and you know, we had to just use our own like everything we had. We got our little brother who was 12 at the time to jump on drum.
And so I just started playing bass, and we kind of figured it's always like so hard for us to find a bass player for some reason. They're always coming in and out, and it's just hard. We have like our drummer who's awesome, but so I just started playing bass, and I'm just gonna keep playing bass, I guess. But yeah, we did this big album launch concert, which is on our Facebook now.
It's called Daydream with the Buckleys live in Byron Bay.
Yeah, well, we partnered with a bunch of amazing partners and co-hosts for that, and so I'm playing bass on that, and then I play guitar as well, and all of that. I can't remember what the original question was.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I was just trying to remember.
That's all right. Now, just in general, what your live shows are like, and
pretty rock and roll.
Get our full band and sometimes some horns if we're feeling frisky. We are
pretty rockin'.
We don't often just do the three of us because we really like to rock out and go hard. Right. Yeah, you know, just like with the bros. I don't know why I did that.
So with all the lockdowns everywhere and all that, when's the last time you guys play? Are you able to play nowadays, or are you kind of still?
We have a show actually. We have 2 shows coming up next weekend.
Oh, cool.
Up in Cairns and Mariba, which will be so much fun. And then we have a tour coming up in February, which will be so cool. I'm playing some music venues that we've always wanted to play in. So that's really exciting. And I'm sure there'll be ones coming up in between then as well.
Yeah,
cool. Hopefully you can come to New Zealand at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd
Yes.
love to.
Have you been here at all?
No, but we have some family over there, so
Our brother lived there for a while, so he says it's amazing.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
yeah.
Well, you definitely have to scope it out. It's a good place to hang out. Yeah. So the record just came out, like as we're speaking, pretty much. What's your plan in the next few? Are you talking to people? Are you doing live streaming things, or what's how are you interacting with the fans at this point?
Well, like I mentioned before, we did a big album launch concert, which we did here in our hometown, just up at this little church up the road, and we like decked it out and kind of rock and rolled it up. And yes, that just aired this morning. And there's a lot of stuff going on. We did like a bunch of interviews, 12 Days of Daydream for every song on the album, and we got to interview some of our heroes, like John Oates from Hall & Oates, which was
it's insane. I've grown up listening to him, and it's so inspiring. So it was just like the weirdest, most incredible moment to be able to interview him.
Yeah, and like Brenton Thwaites, who's just an incredible actor from like Pirates of the Caribbean and that, and he directed our Daydream music video. We've done some social media stuff with him, and we're just kind of just connecting with people in different and new ways, which has been really, really fun. And it's different obviously than the way you traditionally release an album, but just rolling with it.
Is it coming out on vinyl as well?
Yeah, and cassette. CD.
I cannot wait to get the vinyl. I am so excited to get that.
Now, speaking, you mentioned your live. It's more of a rock and roll sound, and probably the biggest rocker on the album is "Crazy Like You." So tell me about that one.
That's one.
Lachlan's.
That's one I wrote over here a little while ago. Sitting on my bed, we've been influenced by a lot of rock and roll bands from the 70s, and like Thin Lizzy, George Thorogood, Rolling Stones, all that stuff.
Who did you write? You wrote about Sarah, didn't you?
Stop saying that. You didn't though. I'm a co-writer on the song. I helped her write it too.
Yeah, Sarah wrote with me. And it's just one of those songs with like just a big, powerful rhythm, like all about that heavy rhythm.
And the boogie
gets people jumping.
Yeah, that boogie beat is so powerful as well.
Yeah. That's
and what is the advantage of you guys? I mean, and there obviously is some banter going on between you even now. So being all a family, and it's got to be a weird thing, right?
I
mean, we grew like being in a band with your siblings. Is that what you mean? Yeah. I mean, well, we're only realizing kind of recently that it's kind of weird. Like, not many people do this. But I mean, we've kind of grown. I don't know. It's normal to us. We've played music our whole lives, and you learn certain techniques to deal with each other and communicate. We're getting there. And
I feel like we're really lucky to have each other and be on the journey together, because I honestly don't know how solo acts do it. Like, there's so much, just so much to, go through, and I don't know how you do it by yourself. So I think we're very lucky to have each other.
It's good to be able to bounce off each other for ideas and, advice. So.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if are those girls in Haim, are they all related?
Yes, we're getting into those. Their new album is so good.
Yeah, I think they are. They're kind of odd though. Strange. But anyway, that's just me. Well, anyway, I wish you all the luck with this album. It's very exciting to be able to talk to you like this as it's coming out, and you guys over there in Australia, hopefully you come over here and we can see you in the flesh and hear what it sounds like on stage, because I get the feeling that the sound on the album is a little slicker than what we would hear live. Would I be correct in assuming that?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that. I guess, actually, sometimes we also change the songs up a little bit when we play live, like add some solos, add some little, we kind of do a little different things here and there live.
Oh, who plays the organ?
Molly.
There you go. I liked the organ on "Leave Me Hanging." That was very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
it's a really cool sounding organ. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I'll let you go. Have a nice Saturday. It's nice talking to somebody. At least it's the same day for both of us, so that's cool.
Thank you so much. Thanks for chatting, and thanks for all the support.
My pleasure. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you. You too.